We have actually a scorecard as part of our goals, and one of it is on diversity. And it is about gender diversity, but it's also about diversity of thought. And that diversity of thought is defined as someone who might be from a different culture, for example, but someone who may have worked in a different country, is a different gender or a different culture or background, or, as Stefan said, maybe somebody who's gone and got a different perspective somewhere else and brought it back. Yeah. So that when we've got team meetings, you've not got all the, white guys.
All the year old.
Yeah. But a good mix.
Yeah.
And the only thing about having that is, God, do you have some discussions in your teams, because everyone truly is coming with different perspectives. So we have, and being a woman as well, I maybe advocate a little bit more for women than if I were not a woman. And we've got an analysis at the moment. We've got a pretty good representation of people on boards. But you need to keep that pipeline going. Yeah. And women still find it difficult sometimes to manage the work and the home balance, and there's that constant feeling of guilt about, But I think even more so these days, younger men are paying much more attention to, 50-50 sort of looking after the family. So if we understand what's been holding women back in that respect, it's also going to help young men coming forward. And I think it's going to be a much more, understanding environment of how you can bring up a family and not feel guilty about leaving the board meeting at 3 o'clock if you want to go and watch sports day. Yeah. And having that sort of environment in the organisation so that you don't lose good people because they feel guilty because they're not working till 10 o'clock at night. I can see a lot of people might leave a bit work at 4 and then you see them back online at 9 at night when the kids have gone to bed, and it's just a different way of working, but, it's still effective. And then the other thing that we do to try to encourage people to understand that we are a global healthcare company, that we're not just privileged, Westerners, is we've got a project called the Blue Ocean Strategy, which is being run out of INSEAD. INSEAD? Yes. And these are people from sort of, the middle management tiers in our organisation who are going to places like Tanzania. Yeah. And looking at health projects that we could fund through our CSR program. Great one we had this year. These guys, they've actually sourced some technology in the UK, which is this big drum that you can go and collect water at watering holes. But it's got a pump mechanism in it, and you put it through this filter that's been designed in this thing, so they can take dirtier water from closer water sources, put it through this thing. And then it produces clean water, and they're hoping to set this up through a microfinancing scheme with the families in the villages. So it's still in its infancy, but honestly the teams find that so motivating that they're doing something. They've learned some management skills. They understand the difference between the money we've got, as a pharmaceutical company in a G5, and what an African family has to live on, and how much it can afford to buy some simple technology like that. So you learn a lot about life in general. You learn a lot about CSR. You learn a lot about what it would take to set up healthcare systems in those countries based on, the poverty, etc.